Word of the week.
Steam mop. Noun.
Like a regular mop, but worse. The front of house version of waterboarding.
Steam mop. All right, we are live. We're live. Welcome back to the Front of House podcast, the show where the backstage is front and center. Episode 11. I'm your host, Henry Nickerson. With me, as always, my co-host, Alison Loases.
Hello.
David Calaton.
Hey.
And guys, we have a really special guest today. Front of house usher, improviser, overall awesome person, Tyler DiBenedetto.
Howdy there. I'm so loud, and I know, I'm like gonna be trying to call me out if I start getting loud. I'll be like Tyler, because I want to be, because my voice.
We want it.
No, guys, I'm so loud.
It's good to have another.
I don't
have to be the only one.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and it's always nice when people who are loud know they're loud with other loud people, because they're we get it, we know what it is.
Yeah.
Dude, you're that's why I'm I need to make sure that I don't get too loud. So just call me out on it.
I'll call you out.
That's why I was like, howdy. You know what I mean? Just a little
howdy.
little
How
low
are you
and slow.
doing?
I'm doing great, guys. I'm so excited. I'm an active listener of this podcast. I've listened to almost all the episodes. I'm starting to watch them now. I've been watching the Instagrams. Shout out to the Instagram page, Ryan. Also, the great edits. I'm an avid listener. So to be on this, I'm very, and to be on with the time, I'm pumped. I gotta say it.
We are so happy to have you. You're the best, and you're also just from the get go. We were like, okay, what's a set of people that would be really good to have on? And we were like, okay, Tyler could definitely be good on a podcast. He knows how to talk. He's fucking hilarious. So we're so happy to have you.
Yeah, and I know we've been trying to set it up for a while, so I'm just the episodes have been great, and I'm very excited to predictions and all that, and dildo counts and stuff like that. Nasty of the week. I mean, I know I'm ready, I'm deep. I'm deep in it.
This is such a heartwarming intro.
Tyler's one of the 20 people we do this for. So.
It's true. I haven't checked numbers in a while. Might be more.
We are that exact
22.
vine of the guy DJing off a hotel balcony to 3 people downstairs.
Those people, they're committed.
Yeah, they're having fun.
I'm down there.
It's you, Steve. I'm one of them.
James.
Yeah, actually, it's you, Steve and James.
Ryan, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing just dandy.
You're doing just dandy.
Beautiful day outside. Just enjoy the weather.
Yes.
It is.
God. I'm not gonna talk about how he still looks like a snack over there, but
we're not gonna.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try our hardest.
I'm gonna get them.
We're not gonna spend 2 minutes during the first 5 minutes
Harassing.
of the episode harassing our coworker.
Yeah, we'll end on that.
we'll end with that. Yeah.
A big finale. Yeah.
So, guys, let's go right into it. We're gonna kind of speed past some of the normal things we do throughout the week, so then we can learn more about you. Because we've been working a while, we're friends, but I don't know a lot about your background.
You're kind of mysterious.
I love that. I'm glad that you guys are getting a little sneak peek. This is how, I'll know how people at IA, if they've listened to this episode, because I'll be like, you know about that, huh?
Yeah. You keep your cards close to your chest. That's cool.
Because I'm very loud about things. So I gotta keep what I've got, strapped. I gotta keep it right there.
It's a really good skill to have as a loud person, because my problem is I'm loud and I don't. So I'll just be dropping first and
You're
last
like,
names.
anybody else got aces? Who else has got aces here?
So let's get right into it. Dildo count for this week. Kind of a disappointing count.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It was 1, right?
Yeah, I only heard you guys talk about one.
One dildo the whole week, and that was with a raunch. Of course. A full weekend.
A sold out raunch. We had three
sold
sold out
out
shows
raunch.
Saturday,
Yeah.
and we were at 193 for raunch.
Wow.
I was getting to a point where I was like, I might have to tell 2 people hey, we got everybody else in, but I'm so guys, I don't know how to tell you this. We only have 200 seats, and you are 201 and 202, so you're gonna have to get out of here.
It's so rough to be in that situation because they're coming back and they're probably just a little drunk, and that sucked. I wouldn't want to do that. But our it was very off. We guessed.
Yeah.
David guessed 6. Actually, Alison, you guessed 2.
Suck it.
You guessed 2. You were close. Very, very close. I guessed 12, like an idiot.
Wait, so this is again? I was already the.
Yeah, so you are
just
now.
defending champ.
So dildo count is now at it's somewhere.
Oh, that's right. You guys tallied it up
The
last
annals, yeah. So we have Ali. I love that you actually. It warms my heart.
You
Allison,
love what?
you're at that he listens.
Oh.
Allison, you're at 4. David, you're at 2, and me, I'm at a gentleman's 1.
Strong third.
Just like the one
Listen,
dildo that was
third
called
place
this
still
last
gets a
weekend.
prize.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Henry was the
In
dude.
many
And
ways, maybe I was the dildo the whole
all the time. It was truly just the dildos we made along the way. God, got me. You beat me to it.
I think the one we got was during brunch.
It was.
Yeah.
I
James
heard you guys
did
talk
a
about
joke
it.
about having a. It was about.
I didn't see the scene.
I think it was he got a tattoo of something. What is it? And someone said dildo, and someone else said penis. And then the next guy was, where did the tattoo go? And then they went with inner thigh. So James did a lot of.
He's like,
lot
yeah,
of
I'm always
pointing down
strapped.
there.
Shows the tattoo on his thigh. Like I'm always
I keep that thing on me.
keep the thing on me.
Okay, so predictions.
Yes.
Let's do it, guys. Predictions last week were Allison. You predicted. Let me know.
It was nips in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the bathroom.
None in the bathroom, although I managed a lot this weekend, so I didn't clean them myself.
Mhm.
But I didn't hear of nips, and usually we discuss.
Yeah.
I think we had one. It
One nip?
We
One nip
agreed.
in
On Thursday there was a fireball nip in the it wasn't in the bathroom.
Okay.
It wasn't in
fair
the
enough.
bathroom.
Well, that was a bonus. It was just finding nips in general. Bonus if you
Oh,
know
okay,
the tampon
okay.
boxes.
Well, it was on Thursday. So
And
okay.
you put out there. It didn't have to be right on, but you put out there 3.
I found one, and you found one.
Yeah, I saw
Very
one
close.
at least in the theater. It was
Yeah.
a fireball nip because I was like, I
Mine
remember
was a
these.
McGillicuddy's.
I'd say that's a successful prediction right there.
Nice.
McGillicuddy's and Fireball, they're so popular in
Yes.
the nip community,
Yes.
which might just be alcoholics.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
generational alcohol.
I do wonder if there's ever been like a situation where you've needed a nip for something that's not just been like a quick, like if you were like, oh my god, like I got a cut, you're like, quick, I've got a nip of vodka on me, and like,
Oh, I mean,
or something.
if you had nothing else, maybe.
What if you didn't want to
Yeah,
openly
Washing
admit
a
it?
cut with McGillicuddy's is the
Is-
most
yeah.
fucking Boston thing I've ever heard.
That's actually how they saw back in the Boston Tea Party days. That's just how they would heal them. They just pour it right on.
So David, what was your prediction?
The third being altercation, correct? I actually was not here this weekend. I
Right.
have been off since, I think, Thursday.
Little vacation.
Yeah, little
Yeah,
vacation.
That's nice.
Yep, so, Tyler, you said there
was
you were my eyes and ears.
yeah
on
yeah
this.
there was just a big, very loud drunk guy who like there's some situations where I'm like, I could be I could be the guy here. I could not have been the guy. I could not. I was like, Ryan, I was about to like speed text Ryan and be like, Ryan, could you come down here and like, can I just stand behind you? Because like you were because this dude was like, he was having a good time, but he was just like, there's a 10 o'clock show, like actively listening and laughing in there, and this guy's like, oh, bro, I'm not being loud. And like Tori like asked him to be quiet, and he literally was like, raw. He, like, guys, I kid you not, he like, raw. Like, guys, like, we were all like, it was just so like raw, you know what I mean? It was so animalistic. He was just like, and then like we were all like, that's when we were like, are we gonna have to like fight this guy? Like, is this guy like actually? But then he left. He left. So there was no.
Should I get my weapons?
There was. I was
in
like,
the end, no.
yeah, no, nothing. I was like, do I need to get the steam mop out right now and like start aggressively in front of him, like so maybe he slips or something, like.
Not that we do that.
So moving on, my prediction was I actually was manifesting this last week. I was manifesting that I would have a good tech day on Saturday last night, and it was, I would say, like a B minus. There was just
What?
one major mess up.
I think
great.
at least a B plus. Like
You did
so, like
I
you did
appreciate it.
incredible. Like
Thank
like
you.
the fact that you're giving, I don't know what the mess. What was
And you
the
know
mess
he's
up?
being honest.
There was
if he
a-
was lying, he would have been a little nicer.
There was a.
I need to
there
hear
was
the
a-
severity of the mess up before I.
Well,
aim
there
it.
was
It might
there
be
was like a
A-minus
bump
territory.
in the 7:30. The 7:30 show was a bit of a mess. So there was a bump that I pressed, and it was again a thing where I accidentally like my finger just pressed the space bar twice, like like just accidentally pressed it, so that
Fucking
started
crackle.
the next sound effect, and then I was like, I have to turn that off. So then I was like, shit, I have to turn that off, but then the lights were down, so just cut the music, so then I had to bring the lights up and then kind of do the bump.
Are you talking about that like 1
There's
second?
one.
The 1 second
After
thing.
the day, or after the pillars.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
because
The lights
Kelly
came back
Dooley
on,
and
I
Aaron
thought it
were
was
like
because you were
walking
trying to light
across.
them for walking.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Because they were like
I
walking
thought you
across
did
the
on
stage,
purpose,
right?
yeah.
Oh, no.
I thought you were like, oh, let me bring the lights back on so they can walk.
No,
It
that
looked
was the big fuck
intentional.
up. No.
I
If
wouldn't-
that's what you're considering, then it's like you
You're
did like
fucking
A. Like that was A. A material.
No, it was a fine night though. And I actually really enjoyed Raunch. I had a lot of fun. The 10 o'clock went super well. I really enjoyed Raunch.
Yeah, how
getting
was
to-
it doing your first Raunch ever? I
It
think
was
that's a
cool.
big milestone.
Yeah, it was cool. I got to drink with the cast. They were very nice. I didn't know if they would kind of like be like, hey, if you do want to get in on this, and they were like, okay, what shots you getting? I'm like, oh, okay. I'm psyched. So it was a lot of fun. And we did drinks, and then we did the Raunch, and the Raunch was fun. It went well, I think.
Raunch, actually, I think, I was telling you this, I think Raunch is easier as far as, like, crowd behavior, because I think everyone's so tired and so fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to, like, an earlier show, most people might be a little tipsy, and then you have select groups of people who are schmacked.
Yeah.
And
Right.
those people are bad, or not bad, but they're the ones that are yelling or whatever, we have to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Raunch, everyone is collectively, like, as a herd, fucked up
Yeah.
and tired, and so they're just kind of like, like they're just so
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The laughs are more subdued too,
Yeah.
but they're generally you don't have anyone standing out, calling out or yelling because they're just like.
Just tired and
Yeah.
fucked up
Yeah.
and enjoying themselves.
So it's super easy for.
It's almost like
us, honestly. It's
sensory.
just-
What are those videos called?
It's like putting on Cocoa Melon.
You can, yeah, for some people when they're really drunk and like, but they're still very enjoying themselves, but you can tell lights on,
Just
no one home.
no one
It
home.
is like the Cocomelon. They're just like, yes, and it's awesome. I
Yeah.
love those people. They crack me up.
Where someone on stage can just be like, "Dick,"
You're
and
like,
they're like,
Yes! I know that. I know that.
"Oh,
I didn't think about it like that.
Is that Matt Griff? Is that what you just did when he in the opening? He's like, my dick.
Oh, that cracks me up.
It's always funny to me because like in the 5:30 we had a bunch of kids, so he was like, "Oh, my
my
genitals."
God.
He's like, "My privates." And it's just like,
There's that kid right in the front.
Yeah,
row at
yeah,
5:30. That is, he was also coming from that pole right next to it.
he was the one who shouted when it was like a place that brings you joy. He was like, "Market Basket," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "What?" I was like happy because I was like, "Market Basket." Like I'm glad, but I was like, as a young child, like I
I've
was
never
shocked.
enjoyed
But he was
grocery
like,
shopping in my life with my
I
parents.
maybe he's like a young chef.
That's what, like,
Probably.
he actually, like, it must be something. You know what's actually really funny? Side note, because I was at Tech, I was one of the only people that noticed this. During the Lying to Strangers song, that song particularly, I was watching the dad, and he's, like, looking at his son when it's like, lying is bad or whatever, and he was like, he, like, gave him a little nod. He's like, that's right. He's like, we're learning some important values. You know, we're getting some important work out of it. It was, like, so funny, because the kid's just, like, having the time of his life, and the dad was just kind of like, he didn't even, like, they didn't make eye contact. He just looked proud. Like, he was like, he's learning about lying isn't so fun.
He's
Lying
learning
can get you in
through
trouble.
comedy.
Yeah, he's
Through
like telling
art.
the truth, because it's when Aaron was like, "Oh, it just feels so good to like be honest and tell the truth
Yeah.
or whatever," and he was like, "That's right." And that's so that, you know, the next line is "sucker," and he
That's
was like,
so funny.
you know, what I mean? He's like, "Oh, okay, maybe it's."
We
That's,
like
I
to
can
spoil-
always.
we really
My
love to
parents
spoil
would do
things
the
on
same
this
thing.
podcast.
We'll come and see the show, and you can understand.
Get your
the
morals
context.
from.
Oh
front
yeah,
of-
it's
from-
called lying to
Yeah,
strangers.
it's called
so
Lying to
like,
Strangers.
Yeah.
Get your morals from the stage. I think is the moral of that story from
Yeah,
the
come to the
performers.
show for
I think
educational purposes.
get
Yes.
your morals from.
Television,
Yes.
movies, and the stage.
It's like when corporate trainings are like, we're doing this for like team building. Like, no, it's just for fun. Like, you can just do it for fun.
Yeah.
you know what I've thought about, especially in this show particularly, because there's like, I think some really funny, like, you know, like fake arguments that the cast have in some of the sketches, and I wonder like sometimes if there are couples or like families who come and like see themselves and are like, oh. You know what I mean? Just like
The
have
boobs one, the do you need attention?
yes.
Every couple in the crowd's like, yeah, I do. Every girl looks at her boyfriend and is like, yeah, yes. Just if you ask me, I'll be honest. Yes, I need attention.
Sounds good.
When the Uber Eats one,
Yeah.
that's happened to me quite a few
The
times.
ranch stuff gets people
Yeah.
are like fucking that sucks when that happens. Yeah.
That's true. What I actually really like about especially that the video games one, Matt is so funny doing like kind of the gruff, kind of asshole characters.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, actually, I like about that that there is like, this is gonna sound lame and analyzing it, but like there is kind of like a love between them in the scene, and that's kind of what makes it not just like him being like, oh, you suck, oh, what do you need, attention, stuff like that. That one makes me crack the fuck up.
He defends his girlfriend to his friends on the, you know what I mean? Like he does, like, and that's big. That's
I like the added ones that have been coming back throughout the things.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything else we want to talk about this weekend before we go into learning more about you, Tyler?
The only thing I want to mention is that the Raunch people last night were crazy in their line. Like, I don't know if everybody forgets how a line works, but like I would have somebody come up and I'd be like, oh, how many are in your party? I'd be like, 4. And I'd be like, great, is it these 4? And she'd be like, oh, no. And she'd turn around and be like, Jeffrey, get over here. And then like 3 people would like start, and I'd be like, okay, you guys really should be like in line at the same time. And they would always be like, oh, well, like we were, but people pushed. And I was like, they pushed your friends to the back of the line? Is that what? Because like you're here, so like how are you? And it was like people were just like I'm like, it was like I had 4 lines where like one represented. It felt like tribal council. Yeah. Like I was like, bring your one spokesperson for the group. I'm like, you are nice to me, so where is your group?
Yeah. That's what you have to do with groups. You have to pick the one.
That's what I mean. It's just like it was crazy.
It's funny, the person that is the point person is either the most sober or the most drunk in the group.
Yeah.
And is like the mom person.
Yeah. Either the mom or the mess of the group.
The mom or the mess. Ooh, I like that.
And sometimes they're the messy mom, and that's a little fun. I'm a messy mom. I get so messy, but I'm still like I need to take care of everyone else. But I'm also
messy mom. Are you a mom? Are you a mess? Or are you a messy mom?
Tag yourself in this picture.
Okay.
Send your information.
Tag yourself.
If you consider yourself a messy mother.
Are you a messy mother?
Shout out to my mom. I know she's not. I don't know if she'll ever listen to this, but she would be so pissed if I went this long in the episode and did not say that I love her. She's my best friend. I love my mom.
Aww.
So, Mom, I don't know if you'll ever hear this, but this one's for you.
Aw. Shout out Tyler's mom.
She is not a messy mom. She would be pissed that I brought it up during the messy mom.
I was going to say the sequitur between can I bring up my mom after messy mom?
But I love her, so shout out to my mom.
What's her name?
Kara.
Hello, Kara. If you're listening.
Yeah.
She'll listen to this. When I told her that I was doing this, and she was like, she was like, a podcast.
Aww.
I think that's where I was like, I don't think I've ever been on a podcast before. She was like, I don't think I've heard you on a podcast. I was like, then today I was like, you're about to hear it.
Well, I'm excited we're able to be the first, your first.
Thank you for taking. Thank you for. I was gonna say taking my podcast virginity. I was like, it's a big moment for me. But transitioning to something a little bit. I actually hosted a radio show when I was a kid. So I've never done a podcast, but I've done.
You've done voice.
I've done voice stuff before.
Yeah. We do voice stuff all the time. We're not too good at it yet. We're working on it. When I listen to episodes, all I hear is me going between every sentence.
Yeah. A nice vocal fry.
Yeah, I'm like Paris Hilton.
You're like Paris Hilton in so many ways.
I was going more like Kardashian vocal fry.
Yeah, I guess that's a more modern. Like, okay. Tyler.
Yes.
So I want to know. I want to go back.
Okay.
I want to go back to the back. Where are you from originally? What got you into theater? Mm-hmm. What got you into comedy? And then we'll talk about the IA stuff in a second.
Cool. So, similar to your Kansas City, I was actually born in California. So I'm a West Coast baby. I was born in Apple Valley. Which
is the most California
I know,
shit
it's so guys.
ever.
And then at some point, if you ever wanted, my accident with my scar happened in Death Valley. So anytime I go to a place called Valley, I'm like something big's coming.
Something's happening.
You
said Apple Valley, not Napa.
Yes, not Napa Valley.
Apple Valley.
Apple Valley. very small reference here. If anybody knows Roy Roger, he was like an old school cowboy on like some like old TV shows.
It sounds familiar.
His house was in Apple Valley, so like I would drive. I'm sorry, his mansion. He was rich. Like I had a house. I had a very small house. He had a mansion. But so yeah, I was born in California. I've always loved theater. My mom was a big theater person. Like theater and acting has always kind of been there. I've got a lot of like my mom, has a bunch of recordings of me in school plays and stuff like that. I've always been this loud, unfortunately, for everyone in my life, that like this is not something that is new. It's always been there. So like I've always felt like I'm like, that's why I like doing theater more than I do like film and TV, because film and TV they're like no it's all like more subtle, and I'm like no I'm loud, like I need. But I can tell you, I've never gotten a note that's like, Tyler, like, we can't hear you. It's like, we can't hear you in the back of the audience, so, like, pick it up a little.
Well, they always say, because I did a little, like, musical theater and stuff in high school and stuff, they always say, like, go bigger, and if you're too big, we'll let you know. But always go bigger. So that's rare to have that immediately, to be able to, like, I'm going to go big.
It sucks that I can't sing, so I can't do any musicals.
I couldn't sing either.
But in general, love. And so I grew up. I've like been doing theater like almost my whole life. I went to school, I went to college for theater. I did METG for anyone who. So I moved from California to Boston when I was like 12, and I've lived in East Boston for most of my time since. And so when I was like doing theater at East Boston and stuff like that, I was like, I want to go to college for this. So I applied to a bunch of different schools, but I did not have a lot of money. So I was like, I'm gonna just go to a state school. So I went to Umass Amherst, and I actually loved it there. And I got my I loved most of my time there. But I had a lot of fun. I did a lot of really cool roles. I traveled to Texas to do a festival where I played a character called Mingo. I'll share it, Ryan. I'll send you a photo of me in that show.
Yeah. Can you throw up Mingo on there?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I played a comic. Usually I play villains. Like most of the time I'm playing like really like, especially at UMass, I played a lot of like kind of more evil like characters. And so for my final show, I was like, I want to play a clown. Like I want to play someone silly, obnoxious. So I played, and it was one of my favorite characters. And the picture I'm thinking of is I play a guy who pretends to be a horse in the show. And in the show, I actually have a saddle strapped to me, and I'm like on the horse, and I'm like literally like playing on it. It's like a whole silly thing.
That's awesome.
It's really fun. So, but I've been doing theater. Even my last job before IA, I was working at Boston Tea Party, where I was acting out. I was playing one of the.
Oh, that's cool.
I was playing one of the Boston Tea Party participants. Actually,
Did they have say like requirements for like facial hair or things like that you can change?
They did. They really wanted it to be as accurate as possible in terms of like I didn't wear glasses for a little bit because my glasses are not. Wasn't around in that time. Yeah. For facial hair, like if you were a sailor or if you could have facial hair, then but like they usually wanted you kind of clean shaven and stuff like that. But honestly, the costumes were so well done that they did most of the work. Like it didn't really matter if you were wearing glasses because like I was wearing 4 layers of different like undershirts and like ties and stuff like that, vests and coats. I had this super long coat that's like way longer than it should have been, but I begged them to let me keep it. It's like for a 6 foot Ryan could wear this coat and it would like look good, but for me it like hung to my feet.
Oh, Ryan.
But I played, and here our 2 minutes are up. Here we go, and we're back. So I played. Everyone else wanted to play these like merchants and like high members of society, and I was like, who's the dirtiest freak I can play? So I played Francis Akeley, who's. Fun fact for any Boston Tea Party fact, only guy who ever got arrested for the Boston Tea Party because he was loud at a tavern. He was bragging about it, and I was like, that's me.
Now that's the true Bostonian person right there.
But then he got away with it.
Oh.
And it's actually kind of a
Literally just being like,
beautiful story.
Throwing all tea in
about community.
Throwing all tea in the harbor is awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, and it's actually funny because he only gets away with it because you have to have 2 people who like come to the court to say like, yes, I saw him at the Boston Tea Party doing it, but everyone else was like, we ain't a snitch. I didn't see nobody nowhere.
Also very
and so Francis Akeley got off.
Cool. So your bread and butter kind of has been plays mostly, or has it been improv? How long have you been doing improv?
So improv, yeah, I guess I haven't, yeah. So improv, I love improv. I think improv is one of the most fun things to watch. I think it's also I think improv is some of the most underappreciated work just in acting in general. Because, like, especially with, like, actors, you have a lot of time to, like, go over lines and memorize and work on stuff. And their sketches are great, and they do that, too. But, like, the ability to, like... And we, as people who've seen a lot of improv, understand this. But, like, they get the same suggestions all the time. Oh, yeah. They are doing the same locations all the time. Parking garages, Walmart or Target, stuff like that. Yeah. And they are still, as a group of actors, able to, like... think of new ways to like bring in jokes and to bring in like clever stuff. So I like watched improv was never something like you could do really before like I'd say maybe high school or college. So I watched a lot of like Whose Line Is It Anyway was like one of my favorite shows growing up.
Same here. Yeah.
And in high school we didn't have really a theater program, so we definitely didn't have an improv one. But in college I joined a group called, and this is the real name. It was called Thursday Night Live. And we did it on Thursdays. It was practically SNL. Like we even had like a weekend report kind of thing. We had sketches. Okay. We have.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
I almost was gonna tell you guys something, but then you would go find it. So I'm not gonna. There's just there is.
Now that you've said that,
he does.
Okay.
Why don't you ask for a cut?
Yeah, there.
So just
the world wants to know.
Okay. There are just sketches. Thursday Night Live had some sketches. I don't think I'm in many of them, but like there's one or two that I can.
Can we get the link to those in the description?
I don't know. I actually don't know if they're still up. I haven't like found them in a while.
Don't worry.
Can we get the links in the description? Get a direct link.
Just put it right in the podcast.
Just
the video with no audio.
That's a good idea. I like that.
But yeah, I did Thursday Night Live, and I like loved it. I was like, wow, like improv is so like I love improv. I just loved everything about it. I really enjoyed doing it. But the problem was that I was going to school for theater, and when I got cast in a show, like the guy who was like the coach for it was like, hey, if you can't come to every rehearsal that we have, like you can't be in any of the shows.
Oh wow.
And I was like, I hear that. I was like, but like improv, like for the sketches, totally understood. But like if I just want to come and do improv, like, if I can get the night off, I really want to come and do improv. And it just couldn't work out that way. So I ended up leaving the group. And I didn't do improv again. There was another group of there were other improv groups on Umass's campus. Actually, like Toast, which like comes to Improv Asylum, I know and perform. They do really well. They're actually It's actually a very funny. Toast is a much funnier group. Not that they'll ever hear this, but TNL was smart because they had their auditions first. So I got there and I got in, and then the other groups had their auditions like a month later.
So you have to be in the know-how of like, oh, that.
Well, that's what I mean. So then I saw those shows and I was like, oh, well, because they were called the Umass Comedy League. So they had three groups they had a long form group, a short form group, and a sketch group, like three separate groups that worked together. Ours was just, let's do Saturday Night Live, but on Thursdays. And
it's us instead.
Yeah, exactly. But it actually, again, there were some really fun people on it. I met a lot of, again, it brought my love for improv. And I went to Improv Asylum only like I came for my birthday. I have a photo right next to the pillar in section 2 from when I came for my birthday like years ago back in high school. But I loved Improv Asylum. And so like, I was like, oh, like I want to start taking classes there and start being there. So I started taking classes there right before the pandemic happened. Took my level 2 with Dan Hirschfield, who I love. Shout out Dan. I love Dan. He's currently my level 5. He's going to be my...
You've now hit the quota for positive things you can say.
I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Allison Day were like, okay, I saw Henry gave a couple compliments. Tyler, watch your fucking back.
You're right. I'm so...
We're done.
I mean, like, yeah, Dan. Okay. Dan was my level 2. And then I started coming to the Improv Asylum a lot more because I had the buddy pass. And I was like... So I saw, like... I probably saw... like at least you, definitely. I saw you like working there, and I was like, oh, it seems like a fun thing. And so when I started living in the North End, I was like, oh, like I could work at IA if I wanted to. So I started working there, and like now I'm deep in the culture. I do house teams, and I'm a deep fan of the front of house podcast for IA. So it's just like I love.
Front of House podcast.
But yeah, that's like I guess that's like my improv experience. But I started it in college, but I only got to do it for like a year before now, being on house teams and stuff like that.
That's awesome. So
Wait.
yeah.
Hold.
Yes.
Because you're talking about your intro. I have a reveal.
I
I've never
know what
told you this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I figured
I'm so
This
excited.
is big news.
Okay,
This is big
tell
news.
me. I'm ready.
Tyler's one of my favorite people at work.
Oh my god, can you is this like this feels like a real big
Can
reveal?
I be honest?
Yeah. Oh my god, are you about to say I
Can
was
I say this?
loud or something? The freaking like that motherfucker. Let's hear
Go
it.
ahead on the mic. It's fine. Your first day, I did not like you.
At all.
At all.
At all.
I looked at Tori, I was like, I was in a bad mood. And like...
You have to tell me, like, you gotta give me
Okay, part of it
details.
was I came in and I had heard all this shit about house teams historically. So I was primed. I was told, oh, there's a guy starting today. I was like, oh, like, what's his deal? And I was told, well, he was on house teams. And I was like, oh, this group of people that I've heard such lovely things about historically.
I love house teams, guys. I love you guys.
Also, I'm talking about old culture. That's not
true,
the
that's true,
current.
that's
That's
true.
not the current
Previous.
sentiment.
We've
We
changed
talked
that.
about this
That's
a
true.
lot. I'm saying that was then, and I heard things back then. So you came in and I was kind of like already kind of like, who is this fucking guy? And I probably, honestly, didn't like you because you were too similar to me.
I gotta go. I can't. I gotta go.
That guy's kind of fucking loud.
No, guys, you don't
That's
understand.
kind of a lie.
No, guys, so many people have your exact same story of like meeting me and being like, oh no, like
Well,
that.
okay, but
that
this isn't a you thing though. We were talking about this. Henry and I have similar experiences.
Oh, you
This
too, Henry?
happens- No,
You too?
not
No,
like
I
that.
always didn't like you, Ty.
There's just general.
I always like.
I trained
Okay.
you. I didn't.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I was
I know,
always
I know.
on board. I was always a fan.
I remember when I was training you, and she was
I'm
like, "What do you
OG.
think?" I was like, "He's fine."
He's like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Fine.
Um,
He gets seating.
But the
That was the seating thing. That's smart. This man taught me everything I know about
David's
seating,
a
and
great
I
trainer.
can see. Yeah.
You're a wise owl, David
Thank you.
Capitan.
Thank you.
So anyway, the phenomenon, this thing that happens to me all the time is anytime I meet someone and like immediately am kind of like, I don't really like them, I always end up really liking them.
Did you feel the same way about Julianne?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say
Yes.
Julianne is a very. I was like, I could
Julianne.
see.
Avid
I could
listener,
see.
yes.
Julianne's gonna listen to this and be sad about that.
Well,
no.
But I love you. She knows I love her.
yeah,
now.
I
She
know,
knows that
I
we're
know.
like kind of one person. It's
I
fine.
think that because I was gonna mention.
It's always people that are too similar to me that in the beginning rub me the wrong way. Because Julian's the same way. The things that I
Yeah,
was like,
Julianne is.
whoa, Julianne, were all things that I do.
Well, I was gonna throw, and Ryan, you remember that? I was gonna say that the night that we did the like slide, you remember when I like slammed
That
my
was
back?
a good.
That would be a
You should put in
wham,
that video.
that
to
like
this.
that whack
Yeah,
or whatever.
dropped you on your
Yeah, and it was that was the night that I was like, oh yeah, this is it. I was like,
Yeah,
this is, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
That is
Yeah,
that was a
like
good
that-
night for me. That was a
I
night where I was
agree,
like,
I
yeah, I
agree.
love Tyler.
No, but I totally no.
And
You
Julianne,
I
that was a good
totally understand.
That was
Like,
also the night Julianne was like, maybe we should wall twerk.
I'm actually curious.
So many
Oh, wait,
friendship
well,
breakthroughs.
oh my
happened
god! Do you know
that
what? One of the first, like I thought that you were funny from the get because I've seen you perform and stuff. But when I really thought like, oh, this kid's hilarious. When we were cleaning one time, and I don't know what song it is that puts you in a like a feral dancing mood. What is the
It was
song?
WAP, wasn't it? It's
Is-
WAP.
At the time it was.
It's Bodak Yellow. It was the song that I go really hard at karaoke.
I don't dance now, I make money moves.
So I'm like, that's the one that I like started really, yeah.
You were twerking with
the trash can. Yeah.
Oh, I do remember.
You did. It took you. It wasn't long. It wasn't a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
And it was just a first impression. And again, clearly I was very wrong. You're an excellent friend, and I love having you around. Also, the vice versa is also true. Anytime I make a fast friend, like in any new social situation, and I kind of like the first person I gravitate towards, always they fucking suck.
Yeah.
Or like we end up not being friends. stuff.
Yeah, we keep it real on the podcast here.
Yeah.
That's something that I reiterate every fucking episode. Moving on. So Tyler.
Yes.
I have a couple more questions.
I'm so excited. This is so cool.
And if you guys have questions, jump
Yeah.
in. If we want to attack him a little more. No.
Yeah, we've been too positive. We're
What
being
was your
so
first
nice.
impression of
Of
us?
us, yeah.
So honestly, I actually liked all of you guys on my first.
This is a fake ass.
No. That changes
Allison's
now.
Not the only
Now
one
I
in this.
feel differently.
Yeah.
No, we all hated
Yeah.
you. Don't worry.
No, I really enjoyed, but it's so interesting to me because I felt like I was in a sitcom with like how everyone was like such like of like like now I know that that's exactly who you
don't
are.
think we've done that more? I feel like our life has progressively gotten more
stupider.
like.
Well, no,
dumb TV stuff.
well, that's like I mean I don't mean the situations because you're right. No, the situations in general have gotten crazy. I
It's
mean
like
like
straight
you
up
as
hijinks. Like I've never.
Yeah.
it's just like it's like from Kansas City, and you're just so nice, and you're just so like charming, and such a like
Okay.
great
First
person
impression,
to like be. You know what I mean? And it was just like, and you were like, I remember like you were my trainer, and so at first I was like,
fucking good.
I was like, this man like takes his job very seriously. And I was like, oh, he's just very good at his job. Like, it's like it's like you don't even need. You're just like, oh, 4 people. Like you just know, you just understand IA in a way that like I don't think anybody else does. Just given
It's in
like
your blood.
time.
It's
Yeah,
in your
literally.
blood.
It truly, it does feel like that. And I just knew you were trouble. I knew that we were gonna be trouble. I knew that like I was like,
I love
because like
that.
I was being, because like especially on my first day, like I try to be authentic in a sense of like I am loud and I am jokey and like, but I was trying to be a more muted version, especially early on, because I was like, I know that like my full self can be very obnoxious and a lot. So like especially on a first day. So that's why. So, but like when I met you, and I just like I watched the way that you interacted like with like people who you were more friendly with at the time, people who you liked. and I was like sitting in the back corner, and I was like, we'll get there. I was like, we'll get there. I was like, I know. I was like, that's fine. I was like,
How about this first impression of Ryan over there?
Ryan is honestly, I love Ryan. Ryan is like, he's who I want to be when I grow up. He's just so. I just like love the way that he like talks about just like conversations that we've had either about like his past or just like people that he's hung out with and stuff like that. And just like the way that people look at Ryan, I'm like, that's, yeah. Like I just feel like Ryan has such a presence that I just like respect. You know what I mean? Because it's like nobody else has the same type of like friendly but like
Ryan's
powerful.
a grown-up Toys R Us kid.
It's not, and it's like, and and like I think about our attempt to like slide me through, and like it's still one of my favorite memories from it. And it's just like having like your willingness to be like, yeah, that's we're gonna do that. Like we're definitely gonna just slide each other.
take care of it.
We're like, oh, there's a camera filming. We don't care. We're gonna slide ourselves like right through this day. Like it was just like so. It was just I don't know. It was mesmerizing. But I don't know. I love all of you. That's what I'm saying. Like I genuinely like all of you guys.
That was a great. Sorry, the context of that was really cute. This used to happen more. It doesn't happen as much lately, but like we can't really finish our jobs closing the theater until everyone leaves, and it used to happen a lot more. That we would have a period of time where we were just waiting to clean. So we'd have like just on the clock an hour where we've done everything we can do.
Yeah.
We just need them
chilling
to
out.
clear out, and then we can clean the lobby. That would happen frequently, and this one day we were just like particularly tired and delusional, and I think we were deep cleaning because there was loud music in the theater for us, and we just spent like an hour fucking around, like literally rolling around on like.
Oh,
It was the definition of horseplay.
Wait, was
Like,
that the night I did a cartwheel, but I had to keep my foot
Yes,
low. I was
and you were
I
doing
almost
that
hit a
thing where
light.
you
I'm
jump
never doing
over
a cartwheel
You
again.
did that thing where you like jump over your thing. Julianne and I. That was the first day I
dumb
gave
shit.
Julianne a piggyback ride and started that whole tradition. We were sliding each other like through.
So kind of the last question I have is, do you want to go anywhere with improv or performing? Are you doing it more as a career thing, or are you doing it more as just this gives me so much joy?
Yeah, no, I'm an attention whore. I
fuck yeah.
I love improv. I love performing. I love being on the stage. I love being off the stage. I love directing. I actually did some directing in college. I directed a production that was held in a part of the theater space that was the first time a show had been done up there. And now it's like a space for shows to be done. But like me and my team were the first people who directed up there. So I love everything about the industry. Right now I work a cyber tech job, which is not, in the same realm. But I feel like right now I'm kind of figuring out what my next step is, just in terms of like where I want to settle. I have an audition coming up in like a week. For like a big it's like a collection of companies are gonna watch, so hopefully something will maybe track there.
rad.
We'll see. I've got a
Like
monologue
scouts?
I'm working on. Yeah, it's like different representatives from companies. It's Stage Source for any actors out there who knows. They know what Stage Source is.
Scouting combine, like the NFL.
Tyler's gonna run a 40.
Oh, that would be hilarious. A scouting combine
For actors?
theater
Oh
kids,
my
actors
God.
running 40s.
But so like
Gym class all over again.
I love performing, and I know that's like what I want to do in some way, shape, or form. So we'll kind of see. I love being on house teams right now. It's just it's a fun thing. I actually that's how I first got reintroduced to IA. Was I auditioned for NXT.
Oh yeah, this last time, right?
Yeah, so I auditioned for NXT. And then, were you there? Do you remember me?
We
at
were in the same audition.
Oh, you're right. You're
I shouldn't
right.
have been there.
And so it's like, yeah, like I don't know. It's just I love that stuff. So like, hopefully, you know what I mean. You can never like prepare. You know what I mean. But like that's definitely my want and desire is to like perform as much and as often as I can. So.
That's really cool. Okay, that's awesome. I didn't know for sure because you're freaking hilarious. I love watching you on all your teams. What team are you on right now?
I'm on Matt's team right now.
Matt, I had him as my coach last time. He's great.
It's funny. Matt was my.
I'm sorry. I was just saying as a coach for house teams. Okay.
Yeah.
No, he fucking sucks.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Put
Matt.
$1 in the jar if you want to say anything else.
We should
nice
have
after
a
the
dollar for accidentally.
being nice to the actors.
Matt was my coach for house teams before the pandemic, like cut off house teams. So I was on his team for like a week or two with like Matt Hennison. Luke was on my team and stuff. And then after it got canceled, so now we're back. I think our name right now is Virgins in the Stairwell or Virgins Under the Stairs. It's a compilation of that. So come on Tuesday night to
That
see.
sounds really sad.
Fantastic.
Well, and Matt.
Because under the stairwell, I think like Harry Potter trapped under a stairwell, so it feels very like victim-y.
We had the same
Doesn't
thing,
sound good.
and it was funny because Matt even was like at the end was like, "Yeah, if you guys want to call yourselves virgins, he like wrote it down. He's like, we're not changing the name again, so like you're settled on." And we were like, "Yeah, like love that."
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so we still have some more to go, but thanks so much for I didn't know a lot about you before, and I feel so full. I feel so full.
I feel good that I
Content.
got that off my chest.
I'm glad. How long have you been like
I thought about
considering telling me?
I don't know. It's just it just felt like one of those things that would die with me. You know, like there's no need to tell.
You'd come to my funeral.
Didn't
You'd
like
You'd come to
them.
my funeral. You'd be a presenter.
If you
You'd be
don't have
like,
something
"We've been
nice to
friends
say,
for a
don't say
long
it.
time."
But the podcast. I mean, you were talking about the origin story, so I thought let's just
Address it.
let the people know. Address it for the first time.
Get the truth out there.
Get the truth out
We're
there.
just running out of things to talk about.
No, actually, I have one more question just regarding exact front of house stuff.
Okay.
So we can at least get maybe a little thing about the actual work. So what would you say your least favorite thing to do when ushering? What's your least favorite thing to do?
My least favorite thing to do, and it's only at a specific time. My least favorite thing to do is to talk to a really bad group. I have to because at this point, if it's at the end of the show. If I have to talk to them at this point, that means they've been obnoxious the whole time. And I have to go talk to them, and then 10 minutes later, they do the applause for us as the ushers. Because then I have to sit there and either awkwardly avoid eye contact because I know they're looking at me like, I'm not clapping. You know what I mean? I'm not going to clap for you. And it's just...
The aggressive ones do
Yeah,
that.
that's
They're like,
very
yeah.
common.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a boo because I've had a couple of groups that I'm
I've
We've
been-
gotten booed before.
You got it.
There was
I remember that.
There was that episode. There was that night where we got a full boo from the audience. That was
The
That was
actors, I do
great.
gotta say, it's hilarious.
that was awesome.
They fucking hated us.
They
The
hated
actors
us.
always know how to pick them because I think it's because when there's a bad audience, that's the only time they really see us.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, so then we'll thank the front of house, and we're just getting slaughtered the entire show.
And it's like it's nice to be. I'm glad they like throw something
Yeah.
out to us. Like I think it's a nice thought, but it's specifically only when I'm like if I'm like there's these a drunk group who have been fighting me the whole night, and I know that like they are gonna have a full 10 seconds to like. Say or do whatever, you know what I mean?
Let me
Like
know.
fully
Yeah.
acknowledge me, kind of a thing, and that's why whenever I'm at tech, if it's ever a group on 2, I'm lucky because I get to be against the wall. I'm like,
You can hide.
if they're not there, I can't hear their boos.
Also, sorry, we probably should have explained for context. At the end of the show, they always say this. There's a couple of people we couldn't do the show without. They will always thank whoever's teching and whoever's playing piano. And most times they'll say, and keep it going for your ushers, bartenders, front of house staff who got you seated, liquored up, all that. Whatever.
You knew that. I mean, I guess I should because we hear it so
Yeah.
much. But you were like, that was just bam, 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 bam.
You got it.
That
right
and the
on.
fire caller
When
seared
they-
into
yeah.
my brain.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. So we had this whole discussion about like how they should do that because there was a time where Norm was talking about making us go on stage to
And
accept
bow,
the applause.
yeah.
And we all begged
Jesus.
him to please not do that.
Yeah, that was a hard
Because
pass.
number one, we have a lot of stuff to do right after the
Yeah,
lights
that
come
was a-
down, and that would slow us down.
You can't come
and
from
we
tech with the
already-
bins.
Yeah.
It's just logistically impossible. But I was also like, that would put us in a really tough spot because these are people who like the patrons are never going to see us as that like fun,
Yeah.
and that's fine. That's not our job. It's not
Yeah.
whatever. It's fine. But like, it's just no one wants to clap for that.
For us.
They'd also be like, "What? Who are they?"
But
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I liked that the actors say keep it going for the front of house staff until there's a few times every now and then that they don't. And when they don't, I feel it. I'm like, damn, all right.
And it's so much.
I know it's an accident. I'm kidding.
The
but
reverse
I do
is-
notice when it doesn't happen. Yeah.
The reverse is so nice when you've had like a group who you like maybe you've been having fun with a group or like the
Yeah.
people next to you who
Yeah.
you've been vibing with and they get to like they get to like they've been clapping for the actors the whole time and they get to like join the crowd and like thank you like that is it's like such
It
a
is nice.
reversal
When
of
it
that.
goes, most nights it's nice.
Yeah,
most nights
I would
it
agree.
goes very well.
I would definitely agree. But yeah,
Every
I would
now and then we get some assholes.
We're doing good on that, right? Hell
Yeah.
Which like if you're booing someone who works in the service industry, like that's more
Yeah,
about you
that's
than-
about you.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I particularly about ushering I do. Well, and again, it's just like it's more of just like, and you guys know this, but it's just like a respect thing of
Yeah.
like telling people to walk to the other side. Like I know it's annoying, you guys.
Yeah.
Like trust me, I would much rather just be able to let you freely go back and forth. But if I've stopped you and asked you to go to the, just do
Go,
it.
yeah.
It'll take you,
Yeah.
and it's like people, and like now, like Jesse will just straight up stand. He will
No, you
not
have
let.
to.
I'm like, because
Yeah.
at first I was like, just let people go, like whatever. And like,
There's
No, you
two
gotta block
exits,
them with
and
your
when
Now-
you're seating, people like to go out the main door because that's the door they came in, so it's the door they know. But we have people coming in, and
That
so
door.
it just doesn't work. So we redirect them to the other side, and most normal people are like, oh, is there somewhere I should go? I'll go that way. Some people will like fully make eye contact and ignore
just
us.
keep
Some
walking.
people will just like be like, can I just? Yeah.
it's just like it's just the simple concept of like people who, or it's like just we want to have you as the audience have the most enjoyable
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
It's like when people get up and move just seats, and it's like, hey, if you had a problem with your seat and it's like early enough or like there's a way I can accommodate you because of
Yeah.
X or Y, I 99% of the time will allow you to do it. But now that you've just
I don't think
gotten
I've
up
ever
and
said
moved,
no.
I don't-
I'll
yeah.
eat it.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if it really fucks me over. If
I'll
you
generally
really
figure it out,
want a
yeah.
seat, I'll figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're asking for something insane. Unless you're asking to like move someone who's already seated. For the most part, if you ask for something, you're gonna get it
Yeah.
because that's our job.
Yeah.
We're just trying to encourage you not to fuck us over
Yeah, while doing it.
doing that.
Okay.
Do not
So,
forget.
yes, I know. We're gonna talk about that prediction. So we're gonna move a little quickly through nasties so
Cool.
we can wrap up because I know you have somewhere to be.
Oh, yeah, no,
eventually.
I know.
I also know how we're doing on battery.
We're good.
We're good. Hell yeah. Hell
I was feeling the riff.
Ooh, girl, hell yeah. All right.
No, we have time for this. Yeah.
So we only really have one nasty of the week, right?
What is it?
Were we trying to think of one? We couldn't find one, right?
Oh, what did I say?
Guys, we don't have a nasty of the week this week.
Yeah.
These crowds, only one dildo. They were nice.
This Saturday was
clean
weird.
people.
Everyone was really on time.
Mhm.
No one was really that bad. It was like a weirdly well behaved Saturday.
Gave us nothing to bitch about, apparently.
Yeah. So the nasty of the week, I think, was either the friends we made along the way, or it was us the whole time. What do you guys think?
I think it was us the whole time.
I was gonna say probably.
I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Did we do anything particularly nasty this week?
Just our
On the
general,
daily, yeah.
general.
I had one woman who I like. It's like the first time I've had to like tell someone to really shut, because like, well, she came into this is the woman who I sent back to Maine at some point. Well, she walks in during Titanic. It's like ending song, right?
The closing scene.
And I'm just gonna have you like sit right here.
And I prepped her.
And
Like,
she's
you're not going to your seat. You're just watching from
and
the door.
she's
It's the last
inching around me, and I'm like looking at her, and I'm like, and she's looking at the back of section 1.
Yeah.
Like she's not trying to look at section 2. So I'm like, I was like,
Across
where
the
are
seat.
you? See, and this is like while the song's going, and she goes, oh, and she starts like not just like talking, but like interrupting. So like crowd is gonna look at her, and so I like. Panic was like, ooh, and I like really like was just like no. I was like, we're really, and I like almost was like, I was like, and I was like really tried to like bring her into the corner to be like, I was like, we're not gonna do this right now. I was like, you're already not.
You're already, yeah.
And that's it's not wasn't nasty because she wasn't like she was just like it's like me. It's just like she just did not know the strength of her own voice, and foolish of me to ask. Like she didn't talk before. Like she was just like I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna have you sit here. So I didn't know her level of volume when I asked. So I thought she was going to be, because I wanted to know if she was in section 1, so I could be like, oh, you're not going to, you won't be getting there past the applause
The
kind of
point
thing.
is, you're not getting anywhere. It's
Yeah.
the end of the show.
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah.
watch it from here.
And she really let me know where she was. And I was like, no, never mind. I'm sorry. I was like, shame on me for asking. But
So, I think, so should we just shame ourselves real quick? So we like to say nasty shamed, as you know.
Yes, of course.
So you guys want to shame these nasties?
Yeah.
All right.
Just eye contact.
Nasty shame.
Ooh, I like that.
I kind of gave that to you directly.
No, I really like that though. That was kind of it was a take on it that I hadn't heard before.
It's like a barbershop quartet, kind of. Nasty shame.
It's been a very musical episode.
You should write a
Nasty shit. Ooh, I got. Nasty
Are we a
shit.
band? Are we a
Okay,
band?
I'm sorry. All right,
Guys, I'll come up with some choreography as a boy. I'll be like, nasty shit. like like a whole.
Ryan did call you in sync earlier.
They did. I'm done. I felt it.
Came in just shooting.
What's
bullets.
up, Ellen?
What's up, Ellen? Yeah. Damn, Ryan.
Someone else said I look like Star Trek with the red in my hair looking like this. I look like I'm about to pass away.
So before we go to predictions, so we had a prediction the other week that there would be someone that stayed for a while afterward, and then we talked about that group of friends that were getting in a fight in the lobby and left, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's an update from James because he was listening to the podcast and he said, "Oh, I actually know why that happened."
Oh wow.
So in the NXT show, they were doing the structure where they take people's phones and do lines of dialogue from the texts, and so apparently they read something that blew a whole friendship up, and it all just kind of disintegrated in the lobby.
I have wondered, because that is the only time I've watched a sketch and I've been like, oh, this could like, has anybody ever stopped?
James said that but James said that they have had people like argue like couples where the girl, like he's heard a girlfriend say like, oh, let me just explain that text message.
Yeah, that happens.
So it's definitely happened. I feel like that's a big, like, what kind of personality do you have? Because my, like, inclination is if I ever am an actor and I get to do text messages, get fucking ready. I'm blowing your shit up.
Well,
I'm putting you on
Well,
blast.
I've wondered because
I'm
they don't
finding-
tell people until after they have their phones precisely for that reason. And I've always wondered if somebody has ever been like, no, like has gone up and been like, no, like you're
Oh,
not going through.
Can't let him on stage.
Well, so the reason.
Because how guilty would
this
they?
Well, why would you
remind-
offer up your phone if you really had something to hide?
Yeah.
Well, but it's like
Right.
you don't know. Like you're like, oh, are they gonna go
You
through
could
like
forget about something.
Yeah, it's like something,
Yeah.
but it's just like, oh, you're gonna read my message, especially if you don't know who you're with, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
If you're on a date. But the reason I was excited about this update is it reminded me of my origin story.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that first show I came to, I gave my phone for text messages. I did not know. That was because I'm such a fucking attention whore like you. That's how they got me. That's why I was like, I love it here because they made it
Yeah.
about me for 2 minutes, and I was like, I need this more.
you said, can I get this straight into my veins? Do you got this in pill form? Because I'm rocking with that because it's rocking with me.
It starts a punk. So sorry. So she took my phone,
I'm sorry,
and
I
I
keep
didn't
interrupting,
know.
my bad.
It's okay. It's okay. So they took my phone, and it's like they just say, can I get a volunteer to let us borrow your phone? So I gave it, and it was locked, and the whole unlocked. I did not know. And when they said we're gonna go through your text messages, I screamed. I was like, oh fuck. It was probably one of my. I screamed.
Like
I was
I get that it's just generally a scary thing,
Fuck
but
you.
like,
That's a really good impression of me. So, she did the scene, whatever, but afterwards I talked to her. She said something to me when she handed back my phone, and I couldn't hear it because there's a blackout and a bump happening, and I never really found out what that was. And very recently, after a show, we were talking, and when Kelly and I drink, we both tend to get a little nostalgic, or we love it here, this is our home. So we were talking that first show came up, and we always joke because she didn't read a message, but that evening, right before the show started, I had just texted a friend. Every single actor here is hot. Every one of them could fucking get it. All of them. And so that was at the top of my. So the reason I screamed is I was like, I'm gonna kill myself.
I think that's technically a jar. Tip jar. That's a compliment.
No, because it was the opinion of previous me.
write that down.
No,
Somebody
no,
write that down.
no,
Write that.
no,
Jot that
no,
down. Write that down.
I'll put the inaugural dollar in the jar when it's here for next week. But so Dooley, when I told her that when I retold that part of the story, she told me finally what she had said when she gave me back the phone was jokingly yeah, ditto. I didn't hear that.
That's funny. Yeah, ditto.
What a nice thing to say though, because
so
she knew.
nice.
See, that was she could have put me on blast. If I was the actor, I would have.
That's funny.
But instead, she was nice. She said something to make me not feel embarrassed.
I would have taken that, especially not
so
know.
far.
Especially not knowing you. If I didn't know you, I would definitely have done.
100%. I'm not.
I would be like, oh,
Yeah.
all the actors are hot. I'd be like, everybody's gonna know.
I
They could all get
think I
it.
said everyone who works here. I didn't say actors.
Oh, gotcha.
'Cause yeah.
You were like, hey, including front of house. I'm glad. Even then.
It's a running joke. We call it a joke. I don't know. But no, I'm not gonna. Never mind.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's go to predictions. So let's get some predictions. Do you have one, Tyler?
Oh, okay. I would love to put one in, but let me think about it. So why don't you guys do
I
yours?
see
But
what
I
one
will.
was.
I will throw a
All right,
prediction.
Allison, fire away.
On Thursday, we have a corporate buyout. It's 150 people. It's I don't know what company. I think it might be Deloitte or something.
That's news to me. I'm working Thursday.
On Thursday?
Good today.
Thursday.
I'm not gonna be here.
It's gonna be an
yeah,
easy
you're
shit.
leaving.
Yeah.
But the event is it's an intern thing, and so a large percent of the crowd will be underage. So much so that they specifically warned us and asked us for a menu of mocktails. So my prediction is that I'm gonna get a bunch of Deloitte intern fake IDs at the bar because me and Bree are bartending. I think I'm gonna have to take some
That'd be
IDs.
cool.
I think I'm gonna get my first. No, sorry.
But
Are you gonna
ID?
take it?
I'm not
you?
gonna take it. No. I wouldn't take it. Relax.
No.
I'm just no.
I
Can I interest you in a mocktail?
Yeah.
Or a soda.
Well, that's where
Temple.
when I had a fake ID when I was younger, I had a backup luckily, but my the fake ID that I got that was taken from me was at the Laugh Factory in New York. The dude took it and he looked at it and he's like, "I'll be right back." And he like went. And I was like, oh, "That's cool." And he was like, "Have a nice night." And I like walked in. And he's like, "No, have a nice night." I'm like, "Okay, can I get that back?" He's like, "No." I was like, "I wanted to see the stand-ups."
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get at least one. An
So you get
intern.
one.
Yeah.
So
And bonus points if a supervisor overhears this and they end up getting in trouble at work for acting a fool.
Ooh.
Am I managing Thursday?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Thursday would normally be Tori.
Oh no, yeah, then
Yeah.
you're usher.
Yeah.
So that's mine. What about you? Fools?
I'm gonna do something similar to what you did last week. I'm gonna manifest. I had the weekend off, and I found myself, like even tonight, really missing you guys, and just missing the hijinks, not necessarily the trash work.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to really enjoy the first. I'm gonna really enjoy the Tuesday house team shift.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Hot take. Oh my god, I
Manifesting.
went out with that. That's so funny. We talked about my prediction from last week was that dynamics with house team. I'd feel closer to house team.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, I went out to. Dirty
Yeah, you
Nellies
came
with
out to
them
Dirty Nellies.
after
It was fun.
show because they ask all the time, and I'm always like, yeah, I'll go after. But never have
Yeah.
been up to actually go out after.
It's pretty fun though, right?
It was a good time.
time.
I mean,
Yeah, it was pretty good time. Pretty good time.
My
we're on the fucking air, Tyler.
I see. I know. My hot cup of tea right now.
So my prediction for this upcoming week is that I think every Friday and Saturday show is gonna sell out this week.
Oh, okay.
Every show,
So six.
is
Including
gonna sell
Ranj?
out. 6 shows, yes.
Wow.
Including Ranj.
Wait,
Including
and this
Ranj.
is the Saturday that it's just us, or no? Is that
It's
this one?
if not this
Or
one,
is
I
that
think it's the
April
one
8th?
after. It might be the.
I think it's the one after because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there for that. And
Yeah, you're gonna be.
Yeah. So I'm guessing
no.
that.
Are you bar for that?
Fucking shit.
I'm not sure. I have to double check.
I don't know that we have April 8th.
It's funny we're talking about our
scheduled
skate.
out. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you have a? Oh, shit. Yeah. Do you mind
Do
trading?
you want
that
to cover?
shit?
Yeah. Do you want to cover?
Okay, so again, thank you so much for being on today, Tyler. I have some good. What's up?
I have a good.
Yeah,
last
good news,
question.
Seth.
I also have a
yeah.
prediction.
Oh, yeah.
I want to
fuck,
throw my
sorry,
prediction
We're
out
not
there.
there yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Tyler. Yeah, what's your prediction?
It's okay. Don't worry. I saw you write it up here, so I know that
Yes.
you were serious about
I
it.
was
So I
serious.
know.
You saw
Don't worry.
me.
I know.
This
My
is a
prediction.
main
I
event.
only want to put goodwill out
Thank
there.
you.
Right.
So first off, I'm gonna make Tuesday. I'm gonna make that shit. I don't know how,
Oh, yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
working it too. And I'm gonna make that happen to you. But my prediction is, and I'm hoping somebody, I don't know who, someone's gonna get tipped. Someone's gonna get tipped. One of the front of house people.
Oh, you're
someone's
spreading
gonna.
that good energy
Someone,
around.
yeah, someone.
You know what? I hope, and I say this as the person bartending on Tuesday, I hope it's an usher. I love when every now and then an usher will get a random tip. And like if you're an usher and you can con someone into giving you a tip, that is yours.
Yeah.
Don't fucking split it.
For sure.
The hand that it gets put into is the person that money belongs to. And every once in a while, it's like very rare.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You like take it, run. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
very
somebody on the front of house, because like I know that
An usher,
you
no,
bars, you
fuck
get
that.
you get
An
tipped.
usher's gonna get
or
tipped
or a
every-
manager, like somebody who's not working the bar, someone who doesn't normally get tipped is
Yeah.
gonna have a positive enough experience with somebody. Whether it's positive for the usher is, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
Like maybe the usher's very annoyed, but they're gonna do enough that someone's gonna get some cash flow.
Like when they tip you after they harass you.
Yeah.
Yeah, or it's just or maybe it's like a super, like the situation I had was like 2 very drunk women
Yeah.
who were in the front row who were having a great time, but they were just being very, like, it was during house teams. It was the last house teams run. And
They bought me a drink.
yeah, that's right. They bought you a drink,
Yeah.
They tipped me heavily.
and she handed me a 20, and then she was like, "This is for you." And then she pulled out another 20 and was like, "And I want to give this to the performers." And I was like, there's like 40 of them, and like as I love this idea, but there's like not a communal way. I was just kind of like, maybe I could have taken it and then been like
I was gonna
bought.
say, this is another
Just take
test
it.
of-
Well, no,
yeah.
I could have taken the 20 and
another
like
good-
brought in
this is
donuts or
another
something. Is what
good-
I thought about. And if I could go back, I would have taken that 20 and then I would have
That's
bought
not
something.
your responsibility.
Well, no, but
Just
I would
take
have.
the money.
Well, I'm just saying, I would have like
Thank
taken.
you for saying it.
Yeah,
I was
just
like,
take
tell
them.
me I'm not
No.
alone here.
Yeah.
If someone says, "Can you make sure?" Like, why would
Well, no. There's a difference, but if someone hands me like $5, like, yeah, I'm just gonna
there's
take
a
it.
difference.
But I was like, she handed me 20, and I was like, oh, I could have like, because I was like,
Fair.
you know, imagine if Henry, you walked into the green room and there were snacks just like bought for house teams. You know, that would have been a cool. So like, because I didn't take the money at all. Like she just kept it, so
There
I
are gonna
should
be
have taken
some
it.
snacks on Tuesday though, because apparently every year an old main stage member sends the main stage cast 2 massive boxes of candy. You've seen them back
I
there.
did. I was wondering.
They were like, so the main stage was talking last night. They're like, when, like, should we throw these out? And they're like, we can probably give them away because it's a lot of candy. So I'm sure they're gonna put those in the back for front house teams and front house people. A lot of warheads, a lot of sour straw.
I was about to say, oh, they can use it for the baseball sketch, and I was like, no, I don't want to clean those wrappers
No,
up.
no,
Never
no.
mind. Don't even give
Those
them a chance.
wrappers are
Don't even
clear
give them a
too.
chance. Yeah, don't even give them a
those would be-
chance. The audience will ruin it for everyone.
So what is some good news? We like to do good news at the end and shout outs. Good news plugs as well. Good news shout outs.
Shout out to Henry for trying to help me get hired by the donut tour place he works for, so that we can work together even more.
Hell yeah.
I
Have
feel
you
like I
have
don't
you
spend
emailed them
enough time
yet
with
or
him.
anything?
I'm gonna do it today. Sorry.
Hell yeah. Oh no,
Thank you for
no,
the
it's fine. No. We're just chilling.
But yeah, shout out to Henry for trying to hook that up.
So that'd be
My shout out, it goes to probably Sarah's parents, my girlfriend's parents, because they gave us
Real
some
ones.
very kind housewarming
those are
gifts
so I
over
feel
on
like
that
it's
table.
worth. Ryan, would you mind bringing the
You
jellyfish
gotta
on
unplug it.
camera?
You gotta
Yeah.
unplug it though.
Yeah.
You
Is
gotta
it
Yeah.
plugged in?
That's
It's
fine.
plugged in.
It's cooler
grab
at
it
night
from
in
you
the
because
dark.
I'm gonna be real. Sitting on this ottoman has my back crazy. Oh, we gotta get a new chair.
Oh, here it comes.
Yes, thank you. Oh wow, this is heavier than I
Yeah,
thought
so
it would
that's one of many gifts that they gave us for housewarming.
Wow.
It lights up and they move around.
Yeah, it's like a
It's almost like
black
it
light
looks like
at
a
night,
lava
yeah.
lamp, almost kind of
It's
like.
nice.
It's fucked up looking at night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucked up.
it's
But
cool.
it's so cool. I'm gonna put it down because I'm sure
Yeah,
it's blocking.
yeah.
What do you guys want? I haven't gotten you a housewarming gift. Tell me right now. What's something that you? Is there any type of thing?
I know
you
what
can-
we don't want. Nobody, if you're ever coming to our house, don't bring us any alcohol. We
yeah,
don't
thank
want
you.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'm like trying not to.
I was gonna
I'm
say the
taking a
housewarming
break, actually.
present you brought earlier today probably does it
David's
for
trying
Does
to
it-
say
does
bring
it
us
for you?
weed
Yeah.
without saying bring us weed.
or just bring the volcano.
So guys, what other good news shoutouts do we have?
That it'd be you now.
Good news. We will actually we will be recording next week because I'll be back by then.
Okay.
But I'm going to sunny Mexico.
Ooh.
Hell
this
yeah.
week.
Okay.
Yeah, Wednesday through Saturday with Megan. We're celebrating our 5-year anniversary.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have any like fun plans?
We'll eat drinking a lot on the beach. We're going to drink a lot on the beach.
Okay.
One thing I love about Henry
Chill
is
out.
like Henry will spend the money. Henry will fucking charge it.
I will.
Henry.
Then I'll dig
And
myself out of
sometimes
the
it's like
hole.
funny to watch, like when it has nothing to do with the people around you. Like you'll just say something you bought, and you can see everyone be like, "Why?" Like this thing you're wearing right now, actually.
When
It's a
we were
cool-
there when you bought
It's a
that.
good hoodie.
It's like $100.
I didn't realize it at the time. I just picked it out and then they rung it up and I'm like, well, now I feel like an asshole being like.
But
oh,
you
wait,
are
no.
one thing about you is you will fucking put it on the card, and
Put it
you're
down.
very generous. Like you are a generous
agreed, yeah.
person with your money too. You will
yeah.
spend money on people too.
What we're trying to say is, guys, I'm fucking. No, I don't. No, we do the exact same work.
What I'm trying to say is Henry has horrible impulse control.
Well, we're gonna be pretty much having the same exact salary once you start donor
Yeah.
touring. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
now
all
you
up
can
in your
now you can start buying me a bunch of stuff.
Oh.
I've never done that before, but that's kind of fun. Right?
He's combing my arm hair under the table.
HR.
I wanted to shout out Ryan, actually. I know a lot of times our shout out is Ryan, but I want to shout out Ryan not only for your filmography, videography, whatever it is, but also because you've been killing it on house teams, and I was telling you earlier,
Hell yeah.
there was a moment in class yesterday. God, yesterday was so long. There was a moment in class yesterday where, like, Billy gave a note to him where it was like, oh, play smaller characters or something like that. Or, like, play, like, and dude, it was like the next like however many scenes you were in, you just killed. Because like I don't know, it's like you could see something like click so well in that, and it was just really cool to watch. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
So that was my shout out.
I'm gonna
Just a
try
killing,
this
man.
house team's run to be more in the theater. It's a little tricky because
Yeah,
Or
there's just so
when
few of
it's-
us.
When it's just the
Oh,
one
you're
bartender. I'm the
bartending, yeah.
one, so
And
I
people
kinda,
come
yeah.
out.
Yeah,
too.
they
House
do.
teams is a
Yeah,
heavy
they do.
mid-show
Heavy
drink.
mid-shift, yeah.
So yeah, that's my good news shout outs. And I guess also shout out Megan because I'm dating her for 5 years. So
Go,
I guess.
Go Megan.
I guess.
Megan, you're
Oompa.
doing the Lord's work.
doing the Lord's work. David, Tyler, any shout outs, plugs?
I'll shout out to you guys because thank you for letting me come on the podcast.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thanks
you
for
know
picking
what?
up Tuesdays.
Hey,
I know,
we
I-
love you now.
I know now.
Yeah.
Ooh, thank goodness. But yeah, shout out to you guys. I know
Yeah.
we've got some other things. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to my mom again because God forbid if she hears this and I don't shut her out.
Yes.
I'm so upset.
Kara.
But hey, shout out to just everyone who comes to IA with like an open mind and an open heart because
yeah.
Wow.
like honestly it's like including house teams, including us like as workers, like there are days that I come in and I'm just not feeling it,
Yeah.
and it's so much easier to get through those shifts when other people are like feeling good, you know what I mean? Like it's so easy, I feel like, to get like sucked into like with crazy things like all going on in the world and personalized and stuff like that. Like IA is such a nice place that not only is it a job for me, but like I have another, like again, I work in cyber tech sales, but like it doesn't feel always like a job. Like it does feel like still an escape for me.
Yeah.
Like especially when we have like house team members that are coming in who are having fun and like also being like, oh, like let's go out to another bar so that we can let the ushers go home. I love you, house teams people,
Yes.
but I can speak more freely on this as both now before with Henry. You can do it's like we need us to leave at a reasonable time. We can still drink and have fun in every other place.
Yeah.
Like let's
Like
just.
we're gonna charge you too, so
Yeah.
I'm
just
just-
go somewhere else.
Regardless, just like, but everyone who comes, like, I love love so many people from house teams. I love all of you guys who I work with. I even love a lot of the audience who really come in just to like have. It's like it's not because again, it's like it's nice for them to like have. You know, we forget because of how much we like love and see the show all the time that this, you know, they only come once every maybe, you know, month or, you know, every couple weeks, depending on, you know, so we've got a couple of regulars and stuff, but
We do, yeah.
so it's always just nice when like everyone, like again, like this last Saturday, everyone was just in a really good mood, like on like the whole across the board, and it just went so smoothly, including again having like a 190
Yeah.
raunch, which is
That was
like,
great.
you know, we had no
No, and
idea.
everyone did such a good job too. It was great. No, you're absolutely right about that because it is like it's a beautiful group of people, like great friendship at work, but also because of how much we hang out after work now,
Yeah.
it's fucking great. Like
a lot of fun.
yeah.
It's a culture, which is fun.
Shout out to the
It's a cool-
docs. Shout out to you guys inviting me to the docs
Oh,
because
I'm
the
so
docs is
excited
was
for
like
this summer. We're gonna be hitting the docks a lot more.
Just
you
saying,
know?
the docs was like the first time that I
That
like,
was the first one, right?
like yeah, like that I like came out and hung out with you guys, and it was just such a fun. Like I was like, oh, I
Yes,
don't.
the night I moved
Yeah.
into my new apartment. That was a pivotal
was
moment.
a good night.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't hang out. I was
Beginning
like, I
of
don't
the
hang
year.
out on docs ever. This is cool.
Yeah.
I still think about you jumping on the cans. That was the most. I was like,
Jumping on the what?
This is a
You were
floating platform
Oh.
on the Boston
yeah.
Harbor with a little ramp that connects it to like a dock where that's where we hang out when it's nice.
Yeah.
And Henry, it's pitch black outside. We've just finished working. It must be like 12:30 a.m., 1 a.m. We were drinking and smoking,
Yeah.
and like we were tired.
not
it
in
was
not in public
it
for
was-
any future Boston police officers listening to this. It was all done under a tent.
All, yeah.
Was it PBRs too that you got?
Fuck yeah. You
Yeah,
know I'm rocking
Henry picked up
PBRs.
PBRs. For after the shift. Yeah, and it's like rocking, like it's windy, and this
Yeah.
fucker just crushes all the empty cans by jumping on them, and all of us are around him like. It's like the platform is a little bit bigger than like the space we are occupying right now. Like we're sitting in a
Yeah.
circle
About
like
this
this, and now imagine that we're surrounded by black water
Yeah.
across from the harbor.
The
There's
Boston
like
Hab.
It was just the most like badass thing I'd ever seen because like I didn't know you
It's
guys,
like
and
one
all I knew
life.
from you was like Kansas City nice guy. Like that's all I had in my head, and you're like I'm gonna bike home right now, and you were like trashing.
Oh,
you're
your
like,
city bike
fucking
days.
right.
We used to
Oh,
go
that was-
there
and you were
on the
like,
street.
you're like, oh, but like we don't want to have all this trash, and you just looked down, you went, boop, boop, and I was like, oh, is he collect? And you just jump slam double, like you didn't like one at a time. You double jump slam, and they perfectly was like, and it was just they were gone. It felt like the Joker, like you want to see a magic trick, like slam on the table. They were just the cans were there, the cans were gone, and then you were like, all right, now I'm gonna bike home, and I was like, whoa, I was like, that guy's crazy. He just slams on cans and then bikes
slams
home.
on cans
and bikes.
Ridiculous. That's fun.
That's a nice
Any good news shoutouts?
Sarah's parents, Jared and
Oh,
Freddie.
right. Sorry. Okay, so
I have the question.
yeah. Oh, the last.
Because we were talking about our schedule. It
Yeah.
reminded me of home base.
Oh wait,
Anytime-
the last question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, wait 1 second.
Okay,
I want
so
to try to
sorry.
get this in. Please, because this is
Oh,
something
yes.
that we please
have-
follow. Ooh, there we go.
There
We
it
can
is.
hear ourselves again. Sorry,
Yeah.
this thing's a little finicky. Follow us on Instagram. Front of House Podcast, at Front of House Podcast. You can also catch us on YouTube now. We got the film because of Ryan. You can also find that at Front of House Podcast. We got a lot of fun things coming down the pipeline. We're still building this studio. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you can also follow us individually. I'm at Henry_is_tired.
I hope I can
fucking
hear
tongue.
that. I hope it's not cutting
Yeah.
out because I.
No, it's not.
No,
it's
no,
just
no. It's just the
ability.
thing.
Oh, that's
Um,
right.
yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
I know how audio works, and I messed that up.
Yeah.
Mine is just Alison Loses.
Alison Loases.
Mine's
yeah.
my name, David Calaton.
I think it's a
You're an
At
underscore.
underscore
Calaton.
We get it. You're not really on social media.
Wow, you're
I'm
cool.
just an
You're
idiot.
off the grid.
I just don't know my username. I'm just stupid.
And then
And then I
Not a
just
douche.
changed mine, but it's Tyler Null. So Tyler Null _pain_relief. Tyler Null pain relief is now my.
You heard it
I
here
like it.
first. He's rebranded.
that. It's a new
Rebranded.
me. It's a new year, new me.
and then also at Ryan Flynn.
Ryan Guy 97.
Ryan
Guy.
RIA guy.
No, it's just
97.
RI.
Or I guess.
Oh, Rye guy 97.
We'll get smoother with this.
yeah, we're
Henry's
gonna
gonna
get
learn
better
to be
with this.
smooth with it.
I will.
You have
Like
8 weeks
Billy.
on Billy's house
Yeah.
team.
There's
to
one
be
thing about
smooth.
Billy.
Yeah, it's true. I'm learning I'm learning the ways of being.
Fuck
smooth with it.
everyone in $1.
Um,
Oh, and we should use it to like get. We should use it
Yeah.
to We'll use it for fun things. So-
But yes, shout out to I guess ourselves for plugging ourselves. Follow us on everything. Allison, take us out.
So, on home base, whenever Tori or Pablo sends an announcement about some change or whatever, they ask us to reply with an emoji that represents us to confirm that we read the whole message and got to the end to see that question. Tyler, what's an emoji that represents you?
Oh, I've got a couple. Hold on. I've got 2 that I can think of. I'll send you these, Ryan, so that you can show. But
Can you put it so it like faces Tyler's head?
so the first one is the second one with the legs being spread. That's the first one. If I could, it's like doing the handstand,
cartwheel?
the cartwheel, mid cartwheel.
cartwheel.
And the other is the guy here juggling with the mustache.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
That's the other one.
Okay.
Interesting. Those are
my.
Those
very
are my-
ultra view.
Oh yeah, they're like my
Okay.
2. It's like my performative side. It's like my
It's your performance.
Interesting.
All right, so then give us a word that reminds you of juggler.
juggler.
No, something you would juggle with.
Something you would
fun
juggle
to juggle.
with.
Something I would juggle
Not
with.
balls.
I was gonna say those wool balls that you use in the dryer. Those like wool. You
Like
know what I'm
wood
talking
balls?
about? I don't know what they're called. I don't know if they have a name.
Don't threaten me with a good time.